Welcome to Rick's Corner, brought to you by Old School Labs, the brand I trust and the only one I put my name to. Use my code DRAYSON12 on the link below.
Welcome to Rick's Corner. The man, the myth, the legend. Now on with the show.
Welcome to Rick's Corner. You know, I was talking before about letting your ego and muscle go. And I decided to do a part 2 because this is a big issue. I didn't realize I was going to get so many comments on it, but it is an issue. I was in the gym today and I was looking at a guy, he's probably around 30-ish or so. He tells me he's going to compete, he's going to travel here to train with this champion, travel over here to train with this champion. He always tells me his full workout, and I was watching somebody ask him about doing hack squats. He had 5 plates on each side. He says, well, I do 5 sets of this first, I do 5 sets of that over here, I do 5 sets of this, and then I come over here and I'm warmed up for the hack. Well, I imagine he had 500-600 pounds on there for hacks. Well, that's the #1 destroyer of the knees. Well, sure, he's fine now. He's fine, he's not going to have any problem, but wait till he gets about 10 years older, maybe not quite that much. His knees are going to blow, and that's going to be the end of it. It just goes that quick. So when I see this, and I try to tell people, just be careful. You're using a lot of weight, and don't do it. Sometimes I listen, sometimes I don't. But I know from experience, and all you older guys know too, when you trained heavy in your young days, when you got older, you couldn't do it. It takes its toll on you. So when I talk about ego and I talk about letting it go and letting the muscle go, I don't mean letting it go to where you don't have anything. That's the farthest thing from my mind. What I mean is keep in shape, but you want to also don't put the stress on the joint. I mean, it's just not worth it over time. I've seen a lot of older guys in the gym coming back recently, more than ever, over at Gold's, and they're just starting out with a trainer and they're doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and they say, man, I wished I would have done this a long time ago. I waited too long and now the results aren't coming as quick as I'd like them to. I don't know where to begin. I don't know what kind of exercises to use. My trainer doesn't know a whole lot, and the problem with that is they have these young trainers today, no offense to a lot of you guys, but not really qualified to train anybody. They don't know. They're busy cell phone over here and looking over there and not watching the client, and the guy needs help. The guy needs a lot of work. So when you get older, and like I said, you know, you look back in time. When I was looking back at the golden era, I just met with a friend of mine today that's a writer. We were talking about those days. He said, how was it back then? I said, it was unbelievable. You know, you'd come down and work out in the morning, you'd walk across the street, you're on the beach, you'd have lunch, you lay in the sun for an hour or two, you'd go back to the gym and train again if you wanted to, or you normally would go on auditions for TV and film because that's what we did. We made our money off of commercials. And back then, there were plenty of them, and you could make nice money. You make a residuals, you get a lot of checks per week, and then when you weren't doing that, you collected unemployment. Fortunately, I was wrestling at night. Now, the thing is that over time, that training took its toll. I really, really enjoyed it. I couldn't wait to get to the gym and get a good pump going and have a great time and go heavy. And of course, you walked around feeling proud that you lifted, you know, 300-400 pounds. I remember when I first got my name on the board in Bakersfield for a 300-pound bench press. I was 18 years old. I said, this is a good thing, because back then there was no cheating. You had to do a 2-second pause on the chest and bring it up. And that's hard to do. And it wasn't even an Olympic bar. It was a straight bar out of Sears, which those bars aren't easy to lift. And then I made the 400-pound club. There were 2 names on the board. I had 400 pounds, and I thought, this is really cool. I was curling with 65-pound dumbbells, a lot of weight, and I was making good progress. Now, I can't do that today. I don't even try to do it today because of injuries. I got a torn tricep on my right arm. I tore part of my left one. My shoulder's frozen from wrestling, so it's hard to push any weight with that. And this just happens over the years. You know, and I thought maybe I could go back in time and do what I did, and I try to follow the same routine, and I can to a point, but then you lose your motivation. I was thinking about that in the car today. You know, you want to go into the gym and you want to do really hard workout. And I'm sitting here around 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock thinking, okay, tomorrow I'm going to hit the dumbbells, I'm going to do this and do that. It all sounds real good, and a lot of you older guys tell me this. And you go in there and you think, okay, I thought I could last night, maybe I'll just stick with the machine today, I don't feel like doing it. And it's not that you can't, because your body can still do certain things, but your mind doesn't have the push that it had back then. You don't have the drive, you don't have the mental capability of wanting to do it, because you just don't care anymore. It's just like, I don't care to lift 300 pounds, I don't care to lift 400 pounds. I see guys squatting and my knees hurt just watching them. Thinking, oh, I used to do that, I don't want to do it now. This is telling my body, don't. So that's the key to this whole thing. And then the other thing is what you eat. I was eating today at lunch again. I had some meat and cottage cheese. You know, I had little carbs. I put a little honey in the cottage cheese because it makes it taste better. But you don't want to starve yourself with carbs either. I mean, I did that for years competing, and it's like, there's no need to now. I'm not going to compete anymore. I don't have to be ripped. I want to look nice in a shirt. I want to look nice outside of a shirt, but it doesn't have to be the big guy again. And I've had people come up to me over the years. Now, I'm in a different position than you are because I'm seeing a lot on this show. I'm seeing a lot through the years in magazines and TV, and people know me, and they'll come up and the younger guys say, hey man, you were really big back then. What'd you weigh? You were really big. I weigh the same. I weigh literally the same. So there's not that big a change. I don't have the full-size pump I used to have because I'm older, and I don't do the drugs that I did back then. Even though I only did DECA and maybe testosterone, it doesn't happen anymore. I do 1 cc a week of testosterone at my age now, and all that really does for me is maintain me. But I am the same body weight. The body just changed. It doesn't keep the same tone or proportion that it did back in those days. And I'm still training as hard. I mean, not heavy, but hard. And I'm still eating good. So it does go away to a degree. The thing you don't want it to do is go away forever. And so you don't want to sit home and do nothing, because if you do nothing, you don't use it, you lose it. And this is really, really the case. I know that just taking off a day or two is really good for me, and good for you. But when you do it and you look in the mirror and say, man, I had 2 days off at the gym, I don't know, I don't think I look so good. Then someone else will see you and say, what'd you do, man? You put size on the past couple of days or a week. It's because you laid off, because you got some rest and recovered. And as you get older, you have to recover more because your body can't take the abuse it was taking when you were 30. Now, this happens to guys in 40s and 50s too. I'm not talking about 60, 70, or 80. I'm saying 40 years old, 45 years old. I have people come to me, guys come to me and say, gee, Rick, I can't make any progress like I did when I was 20 or 30. I said, you're only 42. I mean, you should be able to do okay. But it's starting to set in. They're starting to lose testosterone in their body. Their drive is changing. They don't have they're married with kids now. They have jobs. They don't have the willpower to go to the gym and train hard. So it starts to go. So just want to relay that again after my last video because I had so many comments on it. And the thing is that you have to make it part of your daily routine. Just like eating or going to the bathroom, I get up, I go to the gym. That's my job in the morning at 8:30, 9 o'clock. I go there for an hour. That's my job. I go, I train, I keep my body in check, I have it in good shape, and then everything I work off that, this show, my articles, my appearances, TV, whatever I do, is based on what I did in the morning. That's part of my job. And when people say, oh, you have too much time in your hands, you can go to the gym. No, it's what I do. It's what I force myself to do, and that's my work. So you have to look at it that way. And there's many people that have jobs that can't get to the gym when they want. Well, I know people that do that. I know people in the business, entertainment business, they'll go to the job at 5 in the morning, or the gym because the gym is open at 5 in the morning. Not easy. You got to force yourself to get up and go. And on a cold, rainy day outside, and you look out there at 4:45 in the morning, the last thing you want to do is hit the gym. But we do it because we're dedicated. And Ferrigno did it for years, and he was doing the Hulk 5 in the morning. He was at the gym every day, and that's why he looked the way he did. So it does take dedication, and there are roadblocks in life. We hit them all the time. Every time we get up in the morning, you get an email, you get a phone call, there's a snag, somebody wants something from you, there's insurance coverage, there's this that didn't come, you have a bill due. You know what, these things are a fact of life, and it's hard. And I get out of bed here, and I get up, and there's animals that need to be fed, there's things that need to be done. I want to get to the gym, I get a phone call, I get a text, I have to answer an email. It just, it's hard. But you've got to go through it, and you've got to get yourself into that gym and do what you got to do. I have friends I've grown up with that won't do it. A couple of their wives had asked me many, many years ago, hey, talk to my husband. He thinks the bicycle is going to get him in shape, but yet he eats burgers and fries all day long. I said, he's not going to listen to me. He's not going to listen. And now he's a big fat slob, and he never listened. He never listened to her. And these are the guys that call you later in life, or me for sure. Gee, Rick, I wish I would listen. Now what can I do to get in shape? Stop eating, for sure. Eating your crap. So, I don't know, I just think about this stuff, and I think back about those days that when I was in top shape and I was at the top of my game, like all of you guys are top of your game, and it makes you feel bad thinking that, boy, I had the whole world by the tails then. Everything was great, and this is going to last forever. It's ever and ever, and it's never going to change. And then it changes, and those days are gone. I see Arnold in the gym, he's back training. He trains moderately, and he'll never be what he was, but he's in shape to the best he can be. There's a few guys down there that are. Robbie Robinson for sure. I mean, he's really in top shape. And Bill Grant, but there's many other guys that, man, I see them and they just let it go. It's just like they just don't care. So I don't know. I think to motivate you all is that get up in the morning and do what you got to do. If you can get there to the gym before work, go. If you can go after, go. I know after work's hard because the gym gets very crowded and it's really hard to deal with big crowds when you're trying to train. But at least 4 days a week. If you get in 4 days a week, you got it made. 4 days a week is actually really good. I go 6 to 7 because the gym's 5 minutes from me, Gold's Gym is right down the street, and I can drive over there anytime and work out and leave. But get in there at least 3 or 4 times a week and make sure when you watch your diet, don't look at it as a long-term goal as far as, oh man, I can never eat the rest of my life. You take each meal as it comes. You sit down and say, well, let's see, I'm going to order this, that, or I'm going to eat at home. I think I'll barbecue some chicken breast. I'll have a little bit of a salad with this, maybe a little fresh fruit, and you're ready to go. And that way you'll always be ahead of the game because you don't have to plan so far in advance that you're struggling to figure out what to eat. Just order. I go out to eat quite a bit because I'm by myself at night or in the afternoon, and I order off the menu. I order a piece of fish and some rice and maybe vegetables or some chicken and some cottage cheese, or big on omelets with cottage cheese, or steak, eggs, and cottage cheese. And there's always something available. And those foods actually keep me in shape. Don't eat a lot of carbs. I just don't need them. I'd rather have the fats with the avocado and the egg yolks. So don't let your ego get in the way. Yes, it was fun to be big and it's fun to be strong. I've proven it. It's on videotape. It's in my pictures. It's everywhere I don't have anything to prove anymore. All I want to do is be happy and keep it simple and have a nice life and good friends like you guys. So that's my word for today. And if you have any questions, write into me and we'll get on some other subjects. But give me some subjects you want to hear about. I've got a long history. Got a lot of stories to tell, and I'll tell them to you. Thanks for watching Rick's Corner. Stay tuned for more. Hope you enjoyed the video brought to you by Old School Labs. Use my discount code Drayson12 on the link below at oldschoollabs.com. Hey everyone, now you can have the Gold's Gym logo drawn by me, the artist Rick Drayson, personalized and made out to you and signed by me to frame and put on your gym wall or wherever you see fit to do so. It's a piece of bodybuilding history. It will never be duplicated again. It's the largest selling icon t-shirt logo in the world, and I'm the guy that drew it, and I will draw it for you. Just go to my website, rickdrayson.com, and order there. You can pay through PayPal, and it'll be sent out right away. And be sure to watch Rick's Corner for all the videos on bodybuilding, nutrition, fitness, pro wrestling, and anything that suits your interest as far as getting physically fit and being the best you can be from the golden era of bodybuilding.
He's the equalizer, baby. See you next time.